welcome to another episode of Fearless Chatting with Angel Gaines. Today I want to talk about some tools you need for being fearless. And part of the things that makes us afraid are the things that we've been through. And many of us are basically dealing with some sort of relationship experience that was really hurtful for us and or maybe hard to get over. And I just want to share one important tool that really helped me in times of dealing with relationships that I had with toxic or abusive mates. And it's called Psychopath Free by Peace. When I tell you this book is a gem, an absolute just revelatory piece of information that will help you deal with the entire process of dealing with people who have psychopathic tendencies. And a lot of times people don't like to talk about it because many times we try to blame ourselves or just the mate on their behavior. But we have to take responsibility and understanding that we participated, even if our participation was we just allowed it to happen, or we silenced ourselves, or we became the victim and felt like, well, maybe somebody's going to come rescue me, so I don't have to have the responsibility of finding my own healing. Well, this book really helps you define what exactly happened to you and steps in ways of preventing it from happening next time. One thing for sure that I love about this book is that it talks about the fact that even though you went through this type of relationship at this point in time, in your future, you won't ever have to worry about going back to this same type of relationship, because now your eyes are open, you've learned a lot more, and you know the signs, and you understand that all of this is a ploy of control and abuse from the other person. Let me just show you and share with you a couple of ways that the book teaches us how to spot red flags. And I'm telling you, this is an amazing book. Just go to Amazon, Google it, whatever you got to do. It is the best, tool in helping with recovery. So for example, one thing that I didn't know that toxic people do is that they plaster your Facebook page with compliments, flattery, songs, and poems. You'll get like a dozen of those type of communications a day, and that way what they're doing is love bombing you. And that is a term the book talks about too that I just never heard of. Love bombing is when they're just constantly there for you, and they're showering you with gifts and flattery and attention and time, and then all of a sudden they yank it away, and you're like, what happened? Like, I trust you now, I've opened up, I'm vulnerable, and now it's all gone. Because at this point the table turns where that psychopathic tendency that they have, they want to see what are the limitations or what limits don't you have that you would try to get that same type of treatment back. And we lose ourselves. And that's when we say, I lost myself. I can't even find who I was anymore in the relationship. It's because you were love bombed. And as you were vulnerable and just now became dependent on that person's feelings towards you, it became almost ridiculous to remember your own life and remember what you used to do for yourself. It takes away your independence. It takes away your ability to look into your future and want things and want to do things. We got to remember that relationships are supposed to complement who we are. They don't replace who we are. They're parallel to who we are. So when you are acquiring these relationships, let me give you another one. You will see that if it's complementary, then it's not going to take the place of who I am as an individual. It's going to help facilitate the happiness and joy I've already built in my life. And I always like to give my clients this analogy, which is you want to love someone else from the overflow of your cup. You know how we have the scripture, my cup runneth over. Your cup runneth over with joy, with love, because that is what you built in yourself. But when you are in a relationship, if you are trying to love them from what's inside the cup, when that cup gets low, you then want somebody else to fill it up, and the only person who can fill it up is you. So you love people from the overflow. And once you start getting in those relationships that are toxic, they're coming for what's in the cup. And once that cup is dry, that's when you feel like my life is over, I'm shattered, I can't live without them, I don't know what to do. Because now you have to refill your cup with self-love and self-confidence, and it takes time and it takes energy, but it is doable. We get afraid now to love again because once that cup got low, we're like, oh my God, somebody else is going to come get my cup. No, you're going to love the next person from the overflow of how you love yourself. Another sign, they focus on your mistakes and ignore their own mistakes. And lots of times we attach ourselves to partnership where they want to constantly ridicule you and tell you what you're not doing right, and how the last person they were with did it better, and how you're not meeting the standards that they wanted. It's like, that's abuse. That is abuse. And a lot of times when we hear abuse, we immediately think physical. But mental abuse, emotional abuse is just as real and damaging and devastating as physical abuse. So we have to make sure we guard our hearts with all diligence by understanding what is happening to you. Now this book that was only 2 of the red flags. It has 30 of them. This is how deep this runs. Also, I love that the book has you to make a pledge to yourself that you will by all means, take care of yourself and show self-respect and dignity at all times. And they have you sign it so that you can go back and remember, this is what I pledged to myself. Now I'm just going to read 1 or 2 of the things that it says that we're going to pledge, to ourselves, which is, I will never beg or plead for someone else again. Any man or woman who brings me to this level is not worth my heart. And that is so true. Sometimes in relationships in our past, when we were hurt and damaged, we begged them, please don't leave me, please don't go, I'll change, I'll do this, I'll do that. Equal partnership is about equal partnership. You do not lose your dignity to have a relationship. And if you've done it in the past, forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for allowing that person to have that much control over you that you allowed your dignity to go really low. Again, that cup, you were digging in that cup. Another one is, I will always ask myself this question: would I ever treat someone like this? If the answer is no, then I don't deserve to be treated like that either. We make excuses for bad behavior. We cover up what people are doing to us because we are afraid of either being alone, starting over, or moving on with our lives and facing the true reality that we chose a person who isn't healthy for us. So I'm telling you, these revelations and more I got from this book, and I want to thank the author, Peace, for having the courage and overcoming the fear of giving us the uncut, raw, true version about what we're doing to ourselves when we choose to be in relationship with toxic individuals. This can be a love relationship or a friendship. But the point is, you deserve self-respect and dignity at all times in any relationship. And part of being fearless is learning how to stand up for yourself and stand up for the love that you want and deserve. So, until next time, guys, I'll see you soon. And thanks for tuning in. Make sure you share and make comments below. I appreciate your time. Remember to live above the fear.